Okay, as we go and do this and build our baby gate, we're going to be attaching everything together with dominoes. Well, mainly we're going to be attaching the slats onto the baby gate with a domino.
The Frozen Woodworker is a production of Frostbite Furniture. Please like and share our videos today.
In order to do that, you need a domino cutter. And yes, I know this is kind of a splurge tool, and there's mixed feelings within the woodworking community about splurging on it, but hey, we're trying to do this for a living and build a lot of stuff fairly quick, but still without compromising on quality. So this tool is the way to do it. If you don't know what a domino is, in function, when you're actually using it, it uses very similar to a biscuit joiner. A lot of people are more familiar with that. But rather than just a very small, slim biscuit, you put in a domino, which is a larger piece here. It's very similar to any kind of like a loose tenon, mortise and tenon joint. So we're going to go and we're going to cut domino slots on the end of our slats. And then after we put them together, we are going to cut matching dominoes in our framework around the outside. Now, one little kind of part of the learning curve on using a domino is you got to learn metric, because dominoes are made in Europe, I believe Germany, and so the whole tool is set up in metric, and it's really not that hard to learn once you kind of get used to it, but you do have to have a couple other extra things around if you're going to be using the domino well. I like to have it's just a really cheapy little caliper. Maybe someday I should actually buy a decent caliper for it. But because the domino is made to set up very exact, this works well, and the one I have is in both English and in metric. It's also helpful to have a metric ruler, and I don't have one yet, but I believe it'd be helpful to have a metric tape measure at times also. So that way you can set the domino more precisely, more correctly. Now, a couple things you got to do is, you see on the bottom of the domino here, there's this extra guard. There's several different kind of plates that you can attach here and stops. I'm using this one because it works really well for cutting a slot on the end of a skinny board. You see what you do is, I went earlier, let's see, I think it was this one. I found the middle of the board here, so I put a little pencil mark right there at 32.5 millimeters. On the bottom of the domino, there is some little reference lines here. I'm sure you can't see them very well on the camera, but line that up so that way my mark on my board comes together with the center reference line on the domino. And from there, I can go and adjust, turn these little wheels to loosen it up, and these open and close as needed, and they'll be good to go to put our domino in. So I'm going to start off by cutting the first domino. Well, I messed up a couple of them. Like anybody, I sometimes make some mistakes as I'm cutting. I got a little sloppy and tried to go a little too fast and didn't quite pay attention to what I'm doing. And, well, if nothing else, at least it shows you a good cross-section of what a domino cuts. Okay. Now you can see here, when I cut this one, I did not put this quite tight to the fence. So therefore, when I cut it, it didn't cut it on the center like the rest of them do. So we're going to have to recut this board and make a new piece for it. But you can see the way that the slot cuts. And how the domino goes in there nice and tight. And works and then can slide into the next one. Okay, now I'm going to go and see about finding some more boards so I can replace those two. We want the domino to cut not in the center of a 1/2 inch board, but we want it to cut in the center of a now 1 inch board.
which means we gotta move our fence up a little bit here. One of the keys is and just in case I am just a little bit off, I always cut from the same side on both of the pieces. That way if I'm off the same, and that tends to, you know, it looks better that way. So what you do, I don't know how well you can see it, but we got these the dashes that we just made here. We can take the domino, and I'll explain it while I'm leaving this on. I generally do this with the machine on, but I'll leave it off so you can hear me. We take our little mark, and then there's this reference line on the base of the machine. You take our mark and that reference line and you line them up. And you turn the machine on. And it cut us a perfect mortise there. So as you may or may not have been able to see, the sawdust on there was giving me just a little bit of a problem. Some of the little grains of cuttings and stuff from the domino were falling out in between the reference point on the tool and the workpiece. That wouldn't normally be a problem, but because Festool, the company that makes the domino, actually has some of the best dust collection on the market. But I don't have their dust collector. So I really don't have a way to take advantage of their great dust collection, and I just don't have it because it's a fairly expensive thing. I mean, the domino was quite expensive, and their dust extractor is also expensive because it's high quality stuff. So hey, if you happen to work for Festool or one of their fine distributors, feel free to send me one and I'll showcase it. But anyway. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to check out any more, please feel free to like our videos. Please subscribe. We love subscribers. And check out the rest. Thanks. Bye-bye.